You're watching Proactive London. I'm joined by Digby founder and CEO Jamie Strauss, as well as Jose Antonio Marino from Marimaca Corp. Gents, thank you both very much for joining us today. So, Jose, I'll start with you. To what extent has a third Digby assessment helped Marimaca Corp, both strategically and with regard to the engagement with different stakeholders?
Yeah, well, thank you very much for that question and for joining this interview today. So I'll start by saying that we as Marimaca have set a goal to develop this project, the Marimaca project, according to the highest possible ESG standards. Okay, and we think that we are in good track to achieve all that, based on some features of our project and also some of the goals and specific action that we are taking. So in terms of the project, one of the benefits is its location, right? It's located in an area that has less environmental sensitivities, I would say, than other locations where you may develop a project. Also, it's in the right or it's not that far from the sea that allow us to get access to the port and to seawater and some other features that allow us that this project can be developed and according to low carbon footprints. The other thing is certain actions that we are taking as a company, right? Specifically around water, the sources of energy, and some other areas for the project development. So I would say that the goal of developing a mining project according to high ESG standard is shared across many companies within the mining industry. Having this assessment from Digby have allowed us to give us some materiality to that goal, to say, okay, it's not just empty words, it's not just a general concept. We are having a third independent party reviewing how we are achieving that goal. And from that perspective, we can confidently say that this has allowed us, we can use of that report when we speak across the different stakeholders, communities, authorities, when we, as we approach, or as we continue with this development pathway.
Jose, following on from this assessment, what goals have you set for the next 12 months, and how do you see these adding value from the perspective of investors, communities, and also other stakeholders?
Yeah, so we are, as you are aware, we're in our development pathway, right? So there are two specific goals and milestones that we expect to achieve within the next 12 months. One is to submit our environmental application. Okay, we expect to do that in the next few months. And also is to deliver our DFS. Okay, so that are specific milestone that we expect to achieve in the next 12 months. In conjunction with that, there are certain progress that we expect to make within the next 12 months, such as obviously the financing. We expect to achieve significant progress around the project financing, and also the engagement with the community. We have started with the engagement of the community. It's a long-term process, not driven by a specific milestone. It's a continuing and an endless work program with the community as we operate and develop our project there. And we are starting that process. We had an open house a couple of months ago in which we presented our project to the community that was well received by the local community of Mejillones. We're going to have a second open house in the next couple of months to present the status and the progress that we have achieved in our project, and that will be the basis of this ongoing community engagement that we expect to set up. So having again, and I connect with the previous question, having the support of Digby and to say, okay, we have an independent third party and that we can show how we're being evaluated, and also that we seek some guidance because we know what are our areas of strength and also what are the areas of weakness that we may improve. So again, we see that this is I would say adding value across the different aspects. There are multiple, as multiple areas to work when you develop a mine project. All of these are interrelated to each other, and we see showing and demonstrating a high ESG standards will benefit, and will benefit across all these working areas.
Jamie, the landscape of sustainability continues to evolve rapidly. How do you see companies such as Marimaca Corp differentiating themselves, taking advantage of their efforts to improve transparency and also set out a journey of continuous improvement?
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. I think some of the things that Jose was saying was really instrumental here. I mean, one of the things the company did is to ask us to translate the report into Spanish so they could use that with their local stakeholders, communities, I imagine, and regulators. And I think it's just showing the relevance where sustainability is going and how that's developing social license, and ultimately some of their own inspiration or own initiatives in terms of permitting and other things. But I think the other thing is how do we begin to connect as an industry and individual companies with the local, with the younger generations, whether or not they be millennials or Gen Zs who are getting involved in fund management, or equally just to be more relevant to younger investor groups for this industry. And I think having this third-party assessment really helps not only inform management, but then make it really realistic or very credible to younger generations to raise confidence and trust within the mining industry, and particularly with companies such as Marimaca, who are doing so many unique things from a sustainability point of view to reduce their impact, reduce their footprint, and ultimately to be able to produce commodities of the future, which are so required in a responsible manner.
Well, Jose, congratulations again on completing that third assessment. Thanks both very much for speaking with us today.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen.
That's Digby founder and CEO Jamie Strauss, as well as Jose Antonio Marino. He's from Marimaca Copper.